Today's story is called The Ungrateful Children and the Old Father. The ungrateful children and the old father. Old father who went to school again. Okay. This is a story from Ukraine. Ukrainian story. Okay. It's about bad children. A long time ago in Ukraine, there was a man, and he was an old man. There was a man, and he was an old man. He lived to be an old man. So he may be, 85 or 95. Okay. Anyway, he had 4 children, 4 boys, 4 sons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then he had 4 4 sons. He was an old man, and he worked all his life, and he had some money, and he had his house, and he had some property, but he was an old man, and he wanted to give everything to his children, so he gave all his goods, all his stuff to his children. And because he was an old man, he wasn't going to live like 20 or 30 more years. And so he thought he would live with the children, among his children, for the rest of his life, maybe 4 or 5 years, we don't know. And so he gave everything to the children, and he said to the oldest boy, the eldest son, that he wanted to come and live with him. Okay? Well, the eldest boy, he said, "Oh, yes, Father," he said, "please come and live with me. Please come and live with me." And so the old man went to live with him and with his wife in his house. Okay? Now, the oldest boy, the eldest boy, was very kind to the old man. He spoke to he spoke to the old father politely. Politely means kindly. He was not. He was very well mannered, and he spoke good language. And he gave him good food, and he talked to him gently, and he gave him good food and good drink, and when he wanted to go to a party, the eldest boy bought a new shirt for him, and so everything was fine. The eldest boy treated the old man well. He treated the old man politely or properly, correctly, the way how he should be treated. Yeah. The oldest boy showed his respect to his father. He did right to give food and drink and clothe him. Okay? He did that for some time. Maybe for half a year, 6 months. Okay? Soon, this young man, no, he's not young, he's probably like 50 years old. He began to not happy about this. Because when he was living with the old man, there were things that he didn't like. Okay? And so soon he decided that he didn't want to live with the old man. He didn't want his father to live with him. He began to regret. He began to regret that he agreed to take care of his father. Yeah? He began to regret his hospitality. Hospitality means he welcomed his father to his house. Hospitality. He welcomed him warmly. He welcomed him, and he, gave him food and drink and clothes, and so that's hospitality. So, but he began to regret his hospitality because he was a maybe stingy man. Okay. He decided that he didn't like it, and so he began to change his attitude towards his father. He became not nice. He became rough. Rough means is wild, not strong, very loud. Rough means not very calm, not very gentle. Okay? The man, this oldest boy, became rough with his father. And he began to shout. He began to shout at his father. And he began to regret that he was giving his father food. He began to regret. He began to grudge. He grudged giving his father food. Grudged means he's sorry. He doesn't want to do it. He has bad feelings for it. He feels resentment. He resents it. Resentment means he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it, but he's doing it, so he doesn't feel good about it. He wants to refuse it. You see? So he began to grudge. He grudged giving his father food. Okay? So when they were sitting, they sit together. His wife and he and father sit here. And when they began to eat, every time the old man put food in his mouth, the eldest boy looked sour. Sour means not sweet, not bitter. When you eat slice of lemon in your mouth, it's sour. And so he looked sour means he's not happy. He didn't look happy. He didn't like the idea that the old man was eating food, the food that he bought. Okay? So he began to regret, he grudged, and he became sour. He looked sour, and he did not want to live with his father anymore. Well, soon it's easy to understand how the eldest boy was feeling. Soon the old man observed or discovered what the oldest boy was thinking. And so he said, all right, I will leave your house. And so he went to the second boy's house. Okay? Well, the second boy was polite at the beginning, and he was polite, and he fed the father. He gave him food and drink, and he clothed him, and he was nice at the beginning. But again, after some months, the second boy too began to feel a little bit unhappy about having old father in his house. And so soon he discovered that he was not welcomed, and so he left and went to the third boy's house, and again the same thing, and he went to the fourth boy's house, and then the same thing happened. Everybody began to give reasons why they did not want the father to be with them. They began to say, well, my wife doesn't like it, okay? Well, my house is too small. Well, I'm not very rich. I don't have enough money to pay for everything for him. And then the youngest one said, my house is too small. I have many children. We are very poor. And so they had many reasons to say no to their father. They had many excuses. Excuses means the reason why they don't want it. Okay? Explanations why they don't want their father. They said, Father, you can go anywhere, but don't come to us. They said, don't come to us. Don't come to us, they said. Father is an old man, 85, 90 years old. He can't work anymore because he's an old man. You can't work now, but the story is like 300, 400 years ago. And people didn't go to work when they became older like that those days, I think. But anyway, they said, don't come to us, they said. They had excuses. And the old man, he raised these 4 children for them to become adults, self-sufficient. He sent them to school. He bought food for them. He bought clothes for them. He probably gave them money to go play. And for all these years, but now when the old man was an old man, their father was an old man, they didn't want to take care of them. Well, the neighbors, neighbors are the people who live in the area. They know these people. The neighbors came and they looked at this old man and these four children, and they felt bad about it. But they didn't say anything. Okay? They just observed what these children were doing, how these children were treating their old father. They said, Father, don't come to us. Well, the father said, now I don't have a house because I sold it and I gave the money to you. I don't have any money. I don't have a place to go. I thought I'll be able to live with one of you guys, with you children, he said. But they didn't want the father. They said, Father, they said to their father, go to school. I don't know what it means, but go to school, they said. They said, At least there in a school they have benches, chairs. You can sit there, and when you go to school, there's a roof above you, and so you can be safe. You don't get wet when it rains. Maybe that, I don't know what it really means, but they said go to school. And he said, I don't want to go to school. And he said, those days, I guess the school was held in a church building. And he said, we don't have any church in this village. I have to go to the next village to go to school in a church building. I don't want to go there, he said. But the children said, go to school and learn something, they said. It's kind of cruel. Anyway, they said that. Ungrateful, not thankful. They don't thank the father. They are not treating them very well. And so the old man couldn't do anything about it, and so he left. He left. And he was walking. And then when he was walking, he heard somebody was coming from behind. Somebody was coming from behind. He was coming from behind. And so this old man is very polite. Because somebody was coming from behind, he stepped aside. Okay? Stepped aside means, it's like this. This is the road, and maybe he was walking here in the middle of the. He was walking here in the middle of the road, but then because somebody was coming from behind, he stepped aside. He stepped aside to let this person go. Okay? He's very polite. And so when this person came, this old man, he had a cap. So he took the cap off and he bowed. He put the cap off and he bowed to the man who was walking by him. Okay? Now, this person walked by, but then this man turned around. He turned around and he came to him. He came to him. And then this man, he was not a young man or anything, but this man said to the old man, why do you look so sad? Well, the old man began to cry. Tears came down on his cheeks. And he said, I have 4 children, but they don't want me to come and live with them. They want me to leave their house and go to school. And I have to walk all the way to the next village to go to school. He said, and he told this stranger, but this stranger looked like a very rich man, noble man. And he told this rich man his sad story, his misery. Where was it? Misery. Yeah. Misery. It's like unhappy, unfortunate experience. His sad story. He told this man his misery, unhappy, very misery. It's like it's a painful, unfortunate, unlucky, painful experience story. told him. He said, about the children, that they didn't want him to live with them, and they said to him to go to school in the next village. And then this man said, well, he said, I'm so sorry. And he said, do not worry. He felt pity for him. Pity. He felt sorry for him. This man felt sorry for the old man. He felt pity. He felt love for him, and he felt very compassionate for him. He felt very sympathetic. He understood how the old man felt. And so this rich man, wanted to help the old man. So this rich man said, do not worry, I will help you. I will tell you what to do. Do this. And so this rich man began to explain what the old man should do. Okay? Now, this rich man took out a purse from his pocket. Purse is like a bag, or it could be a wallet. Okay, but wallet right now is not the same as the wallet. 300 years ago didn't look like the wallet that we have now. So I am just guessing. This purse must have looked like this. It's like a small bag. I may be totally wrong, but let's see. Okay, something like this. It's a bag. It's money inside, okay? But anyway, this man took out a purse, and old man looked at this purse, and he thought, wow, this is beautiful. What a beautiful purse. I don't know why it looked so beautiful. I'm just guessing. There must have been some kind of an embroidery. I don't know how to spell it. Embroidery. I'm not going to write it because I don't remember how to spell it. But, embroidery is like this. This is a needle, and needle, and here is a thread, and you make with a red or yellow or a colored thread, you make like bird or the flower or something on. You draw with a thread on a fabric. It's embroidery. Sometimes, when a girl wears a blouse, there is embroidery on the collar and things like that, embroidery, okay? But anyway, this purse was very, very pretty, and I am just guessing that this purse must have lots of beautiful embroidery done with like a gold thread or a colored threads, and then beautiful. Okay, I don't know what color, what kind of design there was on this one, but it was very beautiful. And so the old man looked at this purse, and he said he couldn't believe his eyes because it was so beautiful. He marveled. He marveled at the purse. Means he was very amazed at it, because amazed at the purse because it was exceptionally beautiful. Okay, and so he looked at it, and then the nobleman said, he said, I'm gonna put something in it. Okay, and then the old man didn't see what the rich man put in there, But he put something in there, lots of things in there, and now this purse was very, very full. And then he gave this purse to the old man. And here, take it with you, he said. And then this nobleman said to the old man, say this, tell your children this. And so this is what the nobleman said to the old man. Go home and take this bag of money, he said, bag of money. Take this bag of money and tell those children this. The nobleman said, okay, this is what the old man is going to say to the children. When I, meaning the old man, when I was young, I made some money, but I didn't want to spend it because I thought I might need it in the future, and so I decided to hide it. Now I hid it under a big tree. I dug a hole. I dug a hole, and I buried this purse with lots of money and buried it. Now, when I was walking to go to the next village to go to school, I remembered about this, and I thought I might still be able to find it. Because I have no money, I thought I will need money, and so I went there to look for the purse. And then when I came here, I found it, he said. And, no, he didn't say it. This is what the nobleman is saying to the old man to say to the children. So I went to the oak tree and I found the money. Now, I have this money, but I am not going to give this to you now, because I am going to keep it to myself. When I die, you can have it. The person who is going to cherish me, the person who is going to cherish means love me, cherish. Cherish means take care of the person very well and love the person. Okay? If you cherish me the most, you can have most of the money. If you cherish me the most, then you can have the most of money. And so, who's going to take care of me for money? The nobleman told the old man to say this to the 4 children. And then the nobleman said, here, take this, I'll give it to you. Take this with you. And so the old man said, thank you. I will say these things to my children. And the nobleman left, and the old man went home with this purse. Okay? Now, the old man came home with the purse. And then from this house, from the oldest children, the eldest son's house, his wife came running out because she saw this big, beautiful purse. And so she came out and she suspected, she just knew that there must be some money in it. And so the woman came out and she said, oh, Father, we have missed you. Please come to our house. Okay? And so the old man went there, and then all the 3 brothers came, And then the old man told the 4 brothers the story that the nobleman had told him to say to the children. So the old man said, "Children, I came back because," he said, "I found the money that I hid." He said, "When I was young, I made some money, but I didn't think I needed it because I had 4 children, and I thought maybe in the future I might need the money, so I hid the money. I dug a hole under a big tree, and I hid it, I buried it, and I hid the money. I didn't remember about the money because I had good children. But now I was walking towards the next village to go to school. I remembered about the money, so I went to the oak tree." This is an oak tree. This is oak tree. "I went to this oak tree and I dug the hole, and then I found the money," he said. "I found this purse." But he said, "I'm not going to give it to you now. I will keep it until I die. After I die, you can have it," he said. And he said, "The person who cherish means to love and take care of. The person who cherishes me most can have the money, a larger portion of the money. And you can decide, you can counsel, you can talk about it, you can counsel, you can talk about it, discuss it after I die, and you can divide the money. But I will not give it to you right now," he said. "The one who is going to love me, the one who is going to take care of me most, can have a large portion of the money," he said. And then the oldest brother said, the oldest son said, "I'll take care of you." And the second one said, "I will too take care of you." And the third one said, "Sure, I'll take care of you." And the fourth one said, "Of course, I will take care of you." And so the 4 brothers, or 4 children, began to take, they took turns to take care of the father. And the father was very well taken care of. They were very polite to him. They never shouted at him. They were not rough. They were not rough to him. They never shouted at him. They were very polite, and then they treated father properly. Properly means correctly, adequately, very well, okay? Rightly, correctly. Okay, and so father lived like an emperor. He ate well, he drank well, he was clothed well, and when he had to go to a party, one of these people, bought a new shirt for him, and so he lived like an emperor, means he lived very happily, But a few years later, father died. Well, when the father died, these 4 people had a big funeral. Funeral is a ceremony for the dead person. So they had a big, beautiful funeral, and then they had this a great banquet. Banquet is a feast, a party. Lots of food and drink and sweets and dancing and music, and so they had a banquet for the people who came to the funeral, and they gave lots of money to the church person who took care of this funeral ceremony. And the funeral was over. When it was over, they ran back to their house. Okay, they hasten. Hasten means hurry. Ran quickly. Hasten. They hastened. They 3, 4. Just a second. They hastened as fast as they could. They went back home, and somebody brought the purse. Okay, so I guess somebody kept the purse somewhere, maybe his wife, somebody's wife. So they brought this purse, but I guess this purse was kept in a big, not big, but in a very sturdy box. Okay. Because I don't know when it happened, but somebody brought. The text says somebody brought a coffer. Coffer is a sturdy box where they keep money. Okay, so this is coffer. And inside was this purse. Okay, so they brought this coffer, and they took out the purse, and here is this purse. Okay, yeah. Now they opened it. No, before they opened it, they shook it, and then when they shook it, they heard the sound of money. They heard the rattling. Rattling means the sound of the, clink, 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 money. Quick sound of money. Quickly repeated sound of coins. Rattling. They heard the rattling. So they opened it. They opened this purse. Finally. Oops. How do I write it? How do I draw it? Okay, so they opened it. Oops. Okay, are you okay? Okay. So they opened it, and they poured it. They poured the inside contents, and they scatter. Scatter means, because it's not a paper or anything. It's coins, and so they scattered it. Scattered it. Okay. When they scattered the contents. Yeah, contents. Contents means inside. They thought they would see coins, gold coins and money. But these were not coins. They were glass. Glass is like a glass jar, glass vase, glass, glass of milk, glass, the broken glass. Broken many pieces of glass. So when they saw the contents, they were all glass. They were very shocked because they were expecting to see money. They thought maybe among the glass, the pieces of glass, they thought they might be able to find some coins. So they searched for money. They searched for money, they looked for money, they rummaged. Rummage is like, you look for it, okay? They rummaged for money, but there was no money. The four brothers were horrified. Horrified means, I don't know, it's not scared, but not they weren't afraid. Horrified in this case means surprised, shocked, and maybe angry because with disappointments. Now, there was no money and they were horrified. The neighbors came to find out whether these people received a lot of money or who received the most money. The neighbors came to see what happened to the purse. And then when they saw that there were no coins in there, but only different pieces of glass, the neighbors began to laugh. They said, "Ha ha ha! Your father made fools of you. Made fools. Your father made fools of you four brothers, you children. He tricked you, okay? Because you were not nice boys, because you were not nice children, because you were not grateful, you were not thankful for your father. So he tricked you. He made fools of you. You thought there was money. That's why you were nice to your father. But when he didn't have any money, you said, "Don't come to us." But when he came back with something which you thought was money, you were kind to him. And so the people laughed at them. People mock. Mock means laugh at. People mocked them. The boys were very, very angry. The brothers were angry. They were sad, disappointed, but they were also very angry. But what could they do? Father was already dead, and then he was buried. They couldn't do anything about it. The end.